Hello. Okay, so I am doing the elements together this month because I'm already mid-month and I'm not gonna be able to get to every single zodiac sign for love and relationships and career and money. So I'm just gonna do one video for both love and money. We're gonna look at, see what comes up. And instead of doing each 12 zodiac signs individually, I'm doing them together with their element. So first is air signs. So welcome the air signs, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. I'm gonna pull some tarot and then I will pull some oracle cards at the end for each sign to make it a little bit more individualized. But so just take whatever message resonates for you and leave the rest, you know. Sometimes it seems like the elements, the same elements tend to have similar messages. So it's usually easy to do them lumped together, but this is how I'm going to do it for November and probably into December as well. So this is going to be for the timeline of like mid-November, so the end of November to like mid-December, so maybe like the next 30 days. Those want to come out. But yeah, so we're going to look at both love and money and see what comes out. All right, we have the Magician, the Four of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. I immediately heard don't be discouraged, because I feel like with the Magician, it's like you're working to manifest something. You are recognizing your power. This is the lesson that you're learning, what you're mastering right now. Your resourcefulness, creative power, knowing you have all the tools you need, and that focused intention to manifest. That's what you're mastering. And I feel like there's been possibly some things that haven't come in, or have come in and they're just like not exactly what you wanted. And so you're feeling a little discouraged. It's telling you don't feel discouraged, because you have to go through that phase of like law of attraction and manifestation, conscious creation, where you see the results of what you've been putting out there, but you're still fine-tuning exactly what it is you want. And so what you're getting may not be exactly what you thought it was going to be or what you really wanted, and that's okay. And we don't want to get caught up in that, because then it's still showing you that you're still in the process of learning that you can still create what you desire. Yeah, and then we have the Eight of Wands, which is a really positive card for me, always about manifestation, something coming in, something happening very quickly. As long as you acknowledge, no, I don't want this, and you say no to the things that you know are not yours, or not fully what you want. Like sometimes this card can be about maybe you're being a little too closed off, but I think you're just kind of stuck in this energy of feeling discontent because you've been working so hard at something for so long and not necessarily seeing the, I want to say exactly, but maybe you are getting a little too caught up in how it's going to show up as well. But I think you're just really like, you know your power. You're mastering this Magician energy, and I would even dare to say you have mastered it. And I feel like I have to sneeze, sorry. It's saying that because of that, you know exactly when something comes in, if it's for you or not, which is an amazing thing to know. That's where the mastery comes in, right? Is like immediately something comes in, you're like, I can tell this is off. This is almost in alignment, but it's not fully in alignment. And that's what you're working at perfecting for yourself. Again, there's no perfect, right? But see, lots of major arcana coming out too. We have Temperance in the Tower and the Hermit. Oh my gosh, 4 major arcana out of 6 cards. So Temperance is Sagittarius energy. It's about emotional balance, alchemy, patience, moderation. That's what I feel like you're learning how to do during this process, is to alchemize, to transmute all of these energies that are maybe a little bit ungrateful, a little bit not recognizing the gifts that you're being offered. You know, we have to acknowledge them. We have to validate them, because everyone feels that way sometimes, where you're like, this isn't what I wanted, right? And you can feel that and acknowledge it, but you don't have to sit in that energy. And that's what you're learning, is like, okay, I realize that how can I turn this into something else? How can I turn my disappointment into motivation to actually bring in what I want? So then we have the Tower. So the Tower is like upheaval or destruction, destroying foundations that no longer serve you. Can sometimes be about divine intervention as well. I'm feeling a shock also. I mean, like obviously it's lightning bolt is like a shock, but it's something that's coming out of nowhere. That's really what it feels like. It's going to happen out of nowhere for you. And I feel like it's needed to happen like that for you, because I mean, as air signs, we're the most logical. I say we 'cause I'm an Aquarius. I also have a Libra moon. We are the most logical of all the signs because we're air signs, that we are ruled by the mind, by Mercury. Well, not all of it. We're not all Gemini's ruled by Mercury, but Mercury is the mind. Anyways, I digress. We're known to be logical, the most logical. Libra is one of the most overthinking signs. I mean, any very logical person overthinks a lot. So, what was I saying? Maybe that's what you're learning is, right? It's like to not overthink and to not overprocess things, and that things have to come in like that for you to destroy. Like it has to surprise you, because if it doesn't, you try to control. That's what I was trying to say. There's a little bit too much of the controlling aspect because we're the most logical, ruled by the mind, right? So you have the Hermit energy, which is Virgo, also another sign to overthink, but maybe someone has Virgo in their chart as well. But it's about solitude and reflection, self-reflection. This is what you've been guided to do, is to continuously go within and not look at what's happening necessarily on the outside. I mean, of course, we have to look at it and acknowledge it, but it's like, okay, everything on the outside is simply a reflection of my energy. So if you're not liking what you're being given, there's something that's out of alignment within you, perhaps a belief or a thought pattern or a behavior you're still playing out. Usually it does have to do with our mindset though, and which then informs our behaviors. But what it's saying is to continuously do the self-reflection when you get something that you don't desire, that isn't fully exactly what you want. You know, it's kind of there, but you know you're not going to settle. And so you're like, okay, now what do I do, right? Instead of what you used to do was like, woe is me, this sucks, I hate this. And you kind of went on a downward spiral instead of using it to manifest, using it to say, okay, there's something off in alignment within me. What thought am I continuously thinking? What behavior am I giving into? What pattern am I giving into that doesn't serve me, that's keeping me on this path of attracting these things that aren't fully what I want or what I need too. It's not just what we want. Sometimes it's things that we need. So the Six of Swords, and this is what you're learning how to do, is moving on. And this is like your thoughts. You're moving on to calmer waters. You're allowing yourself to have more calm, peaceful thoughts. I'm noticing a lot of green and blue in those last two cards. So it's definitely, again, with the Temperance card, it is about alchemizing your emotions. And air signs, I know we don't like to feel our emotions unless you have a lot of water in your chart. It's uncharted territory to feel and process and hold the emotions. See, another like green-blue card, Judgment. And another major arcana. Excuse me. So it's Judgment Day. We're getting a chance to, become this new version of ourselves. And also to release the old versions of ourselves. You see that? Like, I feel like that's what this represents. Like, she's releasing, I feel like, old, but also becoming the new. And also surrendering to the timeline and the path that we're supposed to be on. That can also be difficult for control freaks in recovery like me. Look, more of the same color, right? And this is the Five of Swords though, but this is how you're feeling when things aren't going your way. Or I think with the overthinking, and it's possible maybe I think what's coming up for you is like the way people have spoken to you or treated you, said things about you, even behind your back. It could be, like psychic thought forms being thrown in your direction because of maybe what you do or what you're trying to create. What is this specifically? Like, we haven't seen really necessarily. It just seems like you're doing a lot of, like, you're trying to manifest. Like, what are we trying to manifest here? Let's get a little bit more specific. More of the similar color, I'm telling you. Like, this turquoise green, like if you could see, you could see like all, like look at all, like all of these cards have the same, color. Okay, that's what I was showing you. Where are we at? The Fool and the Wheel of Fortune. I mean, something big is shifting in your life. I guess it doesn't really matter what you're creating because you're getting to and who knows, we may not even get specifics because we're not going to each specific sign, but it just feels like it doesn't matter whatever you're trying to create in your life, whether it is a relationship or a resurgence of a relationship or more money or a job, or you're trying to move or buy something or whatever it is. It really doesn't matter, because what you're doing is mastering all of these major themes that I've already been talking about in order to, with the Magician, the reason that is the first card is because you're learning how to, from now on, always be in alignment with your power to create in alignment. And it's also learning like to fine tune that whenever something comes back, whether it's like a person and you're like, oh, I know I manifested that opportunity or that person, but I know it doesn't feel fully right. It's like, or, you know, like that job, right? I got that job offer, but I knew it wasn't actually what I wanted, or it wasn't what I wanted anymore. You're learning how to fine tune that. Like, this is what you're mastering. So it doesn't matter what you're creating, because once you know how to do that, master this law of attraction, and owning your power and conscious creation, it really won't matter, like I said, what you're creating. So we're getting very generalized things here, because you literally have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 major arcana cards out of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So only 4 cards are minor arcana. So minor details. Right now it's like major shifts are happening. All right, and if you resonate with this, like, just know that something major is changing for your life, because we have the Fool. So start like new beginnings, trusting, you're learning how to surrender and dive into the unknown, leap into the unknown, and the Wheel of Fortune, which is about good luck and good fortune. It's about karma ending, your, karmic cycles ending, new cycles beginning. And again, with this turquoise color and this like blue-green color, to me represents water, which is our emotions. So even though, and we did have the 4 of Cups too. So that's where I'm saying is I think you're allowing yourself to feel more, to where you may have been like in the 4 of Cups energy in the past, where constantly like, this isn't what I like, and kind of operating more logically than emotionally. You're learning how to like surrender to the flow, the ebb and flow of emotions. So teamwork and collaboration, 3 of Pentacles. To me, this is always like usually co-creation with spirit. Let's get 2 more. I'm going to pull some oracle cards for each of the signs. Again, thank you for your patience getting these out. I'm not going to stop doing YouTube videos, but this, with the holidays coming up and just work schedules are crazy, getting busier. So yes, I'm not going to stop, but just may not be as much. But hopefully next year, I'll have we'll see. Well, you never know what's going to happen, right? So 10 of Wands. Again, another 10. Okay, so with the teamwork and collaboration card and the 10 of Wands, to me together feels like allowing yourself to be supported by the universe and other people in your life, possibly, but more so, but with the universe. And so that you can put burdens down, so that you can come to the end of this difficult cycle where you've been carrying so much on your own, and you've been doing it like a lot on your own, and carrying the weight of other people's stuff too. It's like, allow yourself to be supported. And the 10 of Pentacles, oh my gosh, you guys, how beautiful is this? And see, it's like when you allow yourself to be supported, and whether it's, with your family, your friends, your community, or just spirit, or all of those things, by your spouse, by anyone, by yourself, right? Be like supporting yourself, allowing yourself to get that physical support, whether it's like asking for help when it comes to money. So maybe you need to apply for a loan, or, it's like asking someone to help you out get a job, or like asking, maybe you're borrowing money from people or something. I don't know, like, or even if it's just them supporting the ideas that you have, or it's not necessarily monetary, like money that you're asking from people, but it's like, hey, can you watch my kids while I go work? Something like that. It's just allowing yourself to receive, and knowing that whatever you're creating, it's you are changing your generational wealth, your generational karma, and your generational patterns through this healing that you're doing, through the mastering of all of these lessons that you're learning, and how to master the law of attraction, conscious creation, and live in an abundant mindset rather than a scarcity mindset. So it's really beautiful. It's exciting. All right, so I'm going to pull, these are my butterfly oracle cards for life changes. So I'm gonna do one for each sign. So we'll do Gemini first since you're the first air sign. So what message we have for Gemini? What is Gemini experiencing right now? What message for Gemini? I'm also gonna pull some of my romance angel cards and some of the abundance angel messages too for each sign. All right, Gemini, talk to us, talk to us. Here we go. End of an era. I mean, are they really going to do this? What is the end of an era for Gemini? What is the end of... I mean, it's kind of just tying in everything I said. Let's see. Maybe they aren't going to do... Maybe this is still going to be generalized. Who knows? Memories and volunteer. I'm just going to do general because it doesn't really feel like... I'm going to actually look at the book, though. Okay, so take time to grieve over losses and transitions. Make plans for what you wish to do next and seek help from a counselor or support group. I was literally just saying that. Okay, so then we have memories. I don't know if I showed you these. Memories. Let's see. So contacting someone from your past, creating a tribute to a past over loved one, taking care of your mind through meditation and brain stimulating work. It feels like that more so. And improving your focus and concentration through detoxing and good nutrition. I'm starting to hear about trauma therapy. You know, I feel like that's more what it is. Doing your healing, doing some trauma therapy. I mean, like, this is what you could be, you're working through. Now we have volunteer. Help a person in need, volunteer to be on a committee. Pray for God to assign you where you're most needed. Remember that when you give, you also receive. You can't outgive the universe. I mean, I think we are, like the air signs, it seems like, are learning a lot about law of attraction, and that's really important. Volunteering. So maybe it's like, you know, for someone, when you're feeling like discontent or not liking what you're being offered, or, you know, you're feeling that lack mentality, it's telling you to give. When you're feeling like you need to receive, give. All right, make the effort, let go of control issues and deception. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. So these are the romance angels. So it says, make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. This to me feels like continue putting in the healing work, and especially you see the inner child. They're the children. I feel like that's like inner child is like, you are worth the effort. So don't stop giving to yourself. Don't stop on this journey of healing. Don't stop. It's saying great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So that's like, if you are in a relationship, it could mean, you know, continuously making the effort, putting in the effort there, but also with yourself, like, and knowing that you're worth it. We have let go of control issues, which I was already talking about earlier. Allow this situation to unfold naturally. This is what you're learning how to do. Make the effort for yourself and for the people you truly love. And I mean, just in general in our world, like don't like fall back and start thinking this is hard and I don't want to do this anymore, right? It's like you got to stay motivated to end this cycle, because what you're ending and what you're doing is like major. It's going to change generations ahead of you. Or ahead of you? Behind you? Oh, ahead of you. So it's going to be sometimes difficult to where it's like you feel like you failed, or you feel like you took a few steps back, but you can't give up. You have to keep making that effort. And the let go of control issues is like, you can't control other people, so you can't control how things play out sometimes. So trust that things are happening in the way that they're supposed to. So we have deception. Someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. To me, I think this feels like removing all of the masks and like the deception, removing all the lies that you've been telling yourself that you've given into, that you've played out, and seeing people for who they are as well, however that may come in. Removing your own masks, and when you do that, you can then see through other people's. And like I said, the deception, the lies, like even if it wasn't intentional, you've grown up with deception about what's truly possible, about who you are, about your power, about what all of that, everything that you're learning, like we already talked about. All right, so you have face your financial fears. I don't want all those. When you are honest with yourself about fears of success or failure, they can no longer control you. Be free of hidden fears by exposing them to the light of awareness, and you'll realize that you, in fact, have nothing to fear, and that every successful person has struggled with and released these self-doubts. So that could also represent what I was talking about with the deception, all the fears. Fears are really just lies about, I mean, they're not lies. I mean, they're trying to protect us, so it can sometimes be lies, things that aren't true, things that aren't real, just because we're afraid. And we tend to see things from a distorted view when we're operating from a lack mindset, from a fearful mindset. Moonlighting. You can start working on your dream career part-time while keeping your other job to pay the bills. Soon your dream career will take flight and fully support you. And we have donations, teething, and charitable work. Oh my gosh, that's funny because the volunteer card came out too. Give joyfully to the organizations and people who spiritually support and inspire you, and know that your generosity will be returned to you manyfold in miraculous ways. The time, supplies, money, or other resources you donate will ensure that your positive energy multiplies. So when you're feeling lack, give whatever you can give. It doesn't have to be money. It can be your time. It can be donating clothes, donating food, other items, helping somebody move, helping somebody do whatever it is they need help with, taking them to appointments, or, taking them grocery shopping, or, maybe it's contacting a local nonprofit. Hey, I'm on the board of a local nonprofit in Ventura. If you're interested, I can put the information down below. I'll put the website down below. We're called the Sick House. And so it's like finding things that you care about in your community and donating, or becoming a part of the change. I also heard that I think somebody wants to start their own nonprofit. That's why those two cards keep coming out. And that also, the moonlighting card could be like, you're not there yet doing what you actually want to do. But if you keep at what you're doing, you will eventually be able to start your nonprofit, to start the business that you desire. And what right now you're kind of just fine-tuning your process of creation and manifestation and law of attraction, giving and receiving. Because if what you want to do is charitable work, volunteer work, nonprofit work, you really are going to have to be coming from a very aligned, what's the word I'm looking for? Aligned, and I can't think of the word. It's at the tip of my tongue. Place to where it's oh my gosh, it wants to come through. Pure place, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So that's what you're trying to do. That's what you are doing. That's what you're working on, is getting yourself and your energy in alignment to create that. So I hope this was helpful. It seems like there's going to be a lot of healing and mastery and time for change. Things could come in for you, opportunities could come in, but it's really telling you how you can master your own energy so that you can create the things that you are looking to create, the long-term goals you have. Yeah, I hope that was helpful. I'm sending you guys so much love. If you would like your own reading with me, you can click on the link below. Once you purchase your session, I will send you an email to schedule the day and time on my calendar. Also, I'm having until the end of the year my holiday special. I'm doing 22% off of all of my readings and my sessions. So just use the code holiday22 when you check out. And this can be for gifts, or it can be for yourself. Doesn't have to be just for a gift, even though the holidays are coming up. But I just wanted to give that special thank you to everybody who supports me and comes to do readings and sessions with me. I love you guys so, so much. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on, I would say Twitter. I'm not on Twitter really. TikTok, the information's below. Check out my journals. That information is below. Also check out my podcast. That information is below. I love you, and I will see you again soon. All right, bye.